The Augusta Canal is pretty, it's peaceful, and it was progress. But do you know that this defining aspect of Augusta life, this wonderful tourist attraction, almost wasn't built? The Augusta Canal, whose hydropower catapulted the smallish southern city from economic decline into an industrial empire, was conceived in 1844 when leading residents launched a controversial campaign that would change Augusta forever. That September, Henry Cumming, an officer with the Georgia Railroad and Banking Company, teamed with John P. King to finance an engineering study for a proposed 7-mile waterway. John E. Thompson, Georgia Railroad's chief engineer, devised a plan to divert water from the Savannah River 7 miles above Augusta, where it would flow downstream into the city. As with many ambitious plans, it immediately developed critics. They griped about its usefulness. They griped about its cost. They griped about its location. Mostly, they just griped. Opposition to its planned route caused the City Council to re-examine the project, and a less expensive option was taken. But then property owners began to protest, claiming the Canal Commission reneged on its original plan. 2 commissioners agreed. Both resigned in protest, and later one would sue. The next controversy emerged in Georgia's legislature when efforts to incorporate Augusta Canal Company were seen as a plan by the rich to exploit the poor. Subsequent battles evolved over plans to modify the structure, the perceived potential for flooding, and the use of city tax dollars to help finance the project. One lawsuit challenging the city's ability to build the canal went all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court, but the city won, and they began to build it. Despite it all, on November 23, 1846, water flowed into the 40-foot wide, 5-foot deep canal. The canal was modeled after a system in Lowell, Massachusetts, where engineers built canals to amplify water power on the Merrimack River near Boston in the early 1800s. Augusta became known as the Lowell of the South, with so many industries that the canal became a tourist attraction, with manufacturing plants reproduced on postcards. Augusta Manufacturing Company was the first to use the new power source. In its heyday in the mid-1800s, as many as 25,000 bales of cotton would come up and down this waterway on Petersburg boats, what we're on right now. Often those were drawn by mules along the towpath on the side. The canal and its dozens of industries helped move the South away from dependence on the industrialized North. When the Civil War broke out, it attracted a major Confederate industry, the Great Powder Works. Colonel George Washington Raines built the plant in Augusta because of its railways and its canal. The factory produced powder, grenades, and other material, and was the only permanent structure built by the Confederacy. Its chimney remains standing as a monument to the past. Today, the canal is a National Heritage Area. It's one of Augusta's best tourist attractions. Its critics, they've all passed away. But the canal, this canal, remains.